In this video, I want to share with you some ways to be the best dressed this spring, whether you have an event you're going to, or several events, or you just have a lot of things you just want to show up and kind of look like the best dressed person in the room. These tips should help. You should obviously tweak these to what your outfit is and what kind of look you're going for, but overall, I would keep these things in mind when you're thinking about your outfit and what you're going to wear. And I also want to give you some examples of what I feel like you should not do if you're trying to be the best dressed. One thing you're going to want to pay special attention to if you're trying to be the best dressed person is your footwear. Now, we all know that if you're wearing dirty shoes or scuffed shoes, that's going to detract from your outfit. We also know that if you wear uncomfortable shoes, they might feel okay in the beginning, but by the end of the night, you're gonna be hobbling around and it's not a good look. But the other thing I'd like you to pay attention to is the color of your shoes. So I know a lot of us tend to, we figure out our outfit and we're like, what shoes should I wear? I'll just wear my black ones. Black goes with everything, and black does go with everything. And a lot of times a black shoe is great to wear. But in the springtime, when you're probably wearing spring colors, you might be wearing a dress or something with a shorter hemline, you might want to go with nude or even white or taupe or some kind of skin color shoe. Black shoes tend to be part of your outfit. Like, you have your outfit and then you have your shoes, and people are going to see them both linked together. But then nude or skin tone or lighter shoes, they tend to be kind of the backdrop. They make your legs look longer and they bring the focal point up to your outfit and your clothing, and less so your feet. Sometimes black shoes can kind of chop you off at the feet, and a lot of times they do look great with pants or if they are paired back with something in your outfit. But if you're just going with a shoe that's going to go with your outfit, but the outfit is really the star of the show, I would definitely suggest trying to find some nude shoes, sandals, heels, whatever you need that are comfortable, that fit, to be your go-tos this spring. Now I want to talk to you about our sponsor. I am so excited to share this brand. It fits so perfectly well into this video about being the best dressed in the spring and summer and beyond, and it's IDYL. So IDYL makes responsibly made actual diamonds. How do they do that, you ask? Well, they make them in a lab. They are lab-grown diamonds. They are made in Belgium by jewelry ateliers. They are pure, real, 100% real diamonds. They are exactly the same as the mined diamonds we all know, except they're not mined. They're lab-grown, and one of the biggest differences is they are way more affordable than mined diamonds. Celebrities have already discovered this brand, like Jessica Alba, Mila Kunis, Eva Longoria. You can feel great about purchasing them, and they're very customizable. I'm actually wearing some earrings by IDYL right now. So IDYL lets you pick your diamond stud and then lets you customize what kind of earrings or necklace you want. So I have I believe these are the Lucia earrings, and so I can wear them together like this, and the same earring on each ear. I also have the jade diamond, and I can change one of the earrings out for the jade and have an asymmetrical look. I love the customizability, is that a word, of these diamonds. I also have the Jane diamond necklace, and what's really great about these necklaces is that you can buy one chain and you can switch up with the diamond pendant that you wear. I just want to reiterate that these are real diamonds. These are not fake. They're not fake cubic zirconia or whatever you want to call it. These are real diamonds. They're exactly the same as the mined diamonds, but they are ethically produced. The backing is solid gold. It's not plated. You can wear these in the shower. You could just put them on and never take them off if you wanted to. They are that high of quality. I feel like these earrings have that subtle luxury look, and so even if you were to do something like this, and then maybe the other ear you did something more simple, so it's that asymmetrical look, it still looks very classic, classy, and it's a look that will go with basically any outfit. Also, now that IDYL, and IDYL is the first company I've heard of making lab-grown genuine diamonds, I don't know how you would ever go back to the mined diamonds. That whole practice is a little scary to me. This is kind of a no-brainer in luxury jewelry. I love being able to share companies like this on my channel. I'm gonna link everything that I have shown you and I'm wearing in the description box below. Let's continue. Another thing to think about when you are picking out a dress for an event, like let's say you're going to a wedding or, you know, some kind of event where you need a dress or a cocktail dress. I always think, you know, cocktail dress can be knee length and it can even be a little shorter. I've definitely worn shorter, but I do feel like you have to be careful with the mini dresses or the shorter length dresses. Now, I love a good mini dress. Oftentimes, that's the only part of my body I want to show off. I'm not happy here, I'm not happy up here, but okay, let's just focus on the legs, okay? But depending on the event, you really need to look and see what is, you know, the attire is going to be. A lot of times a mini dress or something really short can almost look a little too casual. Like it looks a little bit more like a date night or you're going out somewhere, or, you know, it could be a beautiful look, and I would never discourage anyone from wearing a mini dress. But if you're going to a wedding event, which is cocktail attire, it's normally just needs to be a little bit longer. Instead of the mini length, I would get something that's like, you know, lower thigh length, even knee length, or a maxi. One don't that I notice that women do, and I've definitely been guilty of this, and this isn't always a don't, but if you're going somewhere where you want to be seen as the best dressed person, I would just kind of pay attention to this, and that is to pay attention to how many parts of your outfit are screaming for attention, or are loud, or more colorful, or ostentatious. You want there to be a balance. So for instance, if you have a very brightly printed top, if you also wear big, bold jewelry and then, you know, maybe some colorful shoes, this could probably be a very beautiful outfit, but it's a lot going on. And so it almost just looks like too much. And if there's too much going on, it's hard for someone's eye to kind of rest there, I guess, if you could say. But if you want to look like the best dressed person in the room to everyone else, for the most part, you need to stick with one focal point. So if you have a very loud printed top, then I would make everything else be kind of the backdrop to that.
Notice that even with these outfits I'm showing you here, even though they are statement making and very bold outfits, they are still balanced in a way that the elements aren't competing with each other.
I feel like whenever I bring a tip like this up, people always want to point out, you know, this one celebrity that wears all the things and she looks amazing. But normally that is a very specific person's style. And if that is your style and that is your thing and that is what you are known for, that's a whole nother, that's you do you. But if you're coming to this video for how to look best dressed and general principles on how to look best dressed, you mainly want to stick with one focal point in your outfit. Another way to ensure that you look best dressed at your event or just day to day or anytime is to really get to know your body shape. I've talked about this in many videos, but really knowing what fits on your body and what looks right and fits well and is comfortable for you is like the most important thing you could possibly do for yourself in terms of getting dressed. There are certain clothes that I love. Like I love those sleeveless muscle tees with like a little bit of padding right here. I shared at some point a long time ago how I kept trying to find one of these tops and just none of them looked good on me. As much as I wanted it to work, it just does not work with my body shape. And even though I like that top, you could be like, hey, great, go ahead and wear it. But I want to look good and I didn't feel like it looked good on me. So even if I were to wear it, I'd be like, ooh, I don't know how good I look. So I admire it on other people, but I know that for me and myself, I have to wear something a little bit different. I can still wear shoulder pads, but it needs to be in a darker color, it needs to be more fitted, and it needs to have sleeves. I've mentioned this in a recent video, but with prints, you do need to be a little careful if you want to be considered the best dress. Florals in the spring are not groundbreaking, but they do go in and out of fashion so incredibly fast. And so if you have like a floral dress from 5 years ago, it's a very good chance that there's something about it that might look a little bit stale or dated, and I would probably not wear that to whatever event you're going to try to look the best dressed. I feel like with prints, and I live in Florida and we love prints here and beautiful bright colors and spring colors and printed brights and all that good stuff, but I do think you need to make sure the print is in a style of dress or top or whatever that is a little more modern. Maybe it's showing off your shoulders. I love a good high neck. Maybe it's a strapless dress. A lot of times just showing a little bit of skin can make that print seem a little more current and modern than if it's, you know, a knee-length dress, long sleeves, you know, very conservative. And then you have this floral print. Again, I'm not saying that you need to go throw any of these things away or anything like that, but if you're going somewhere and you really want to be seen as the best dressed, or you want to be the best dressed that you can be and seen as looking beautiful and modern, these are just some general guidelines I would follow. One way to be the best dressed at your event is to go with one solid color, very sleek, minimalist dress. Now this is a very big trend this year, so it's actually kind of easy to find these kinds of dresses, but this is such a classy, classic, beautiful look.
Now I just want to point out, because if you're like me, a lot of these minimalist dresses, they can kind of show everything. And so one big other trend, so it's easy to find, are these dresses that have more ruching and smocking and ruffles and different things that can kind of camouflage parts that you don't really want to show.
I've mentioned before, I love this Norma Kamali dress. It's like one shoulder, but it has all this ruching in it. So it hides a lot of imperfections, but it still has that chic, minimalist, you know, one solid color look that can really stand out. Like if you put the woman who has the loud top, loud jewelry, you know, bright red shoes, you know, just very ostentatious outfit on, and then at the same event, you have a woman wearing a solid color, very minimalist dress, that woman in a solid color dress, even though it's way less loud, it's a lot more subtle, she's probably going to look like the best dressed person in the room. I remember a few years ago, we went to this event. I don't even remember what I was wearing, but I remember what my friend was wearing, and she was wearing this red maxi dress with long sleeves, and she looked so gorgeous, and people were coming up to her saying, "Oh my gosh, you are the most beautiful person in this room." And she was. She looked absolutely gorgeous. The dress fit her to a T. I mean, it was amazing. And along those same lines, red is a great color to wear when you want to be the best dressed and be the first one that everyone notices in the room. That is definitely not a wallflower color, but it is a wonderful color if you find a red in the right tone for your skin. Another way to balance your look at any kind of event you're going to, or just in life, but I feel like this is a really good rule of thumb. But a lot of times when you're going to an event or going somewhere that's not a club in Las Vegas or anything like that, you really want to pay attention to balance within your outfit. Like if you're showing your legs, maybe everything else up here is more modest. Or if it's a really tight dress, maybe it's, you know, long sleeve and like a respectable length. Or if you have cleavage, you know, everything else is kind of moderately covered. It doesn't mean that you have to dress like a nun or anything like that, but you kind of, again, it goes back to giving people a focal point. If you have everything being the focal point, it can sometimes look either a little too casual or a little bit like you're trying too hard to impress everyone and have everyone look at you. And I don't think that's what anybody wants. Maybe they want everyone to look at them, but they don't want to look like they're trying or that they want everyone to look at them. Does that make sense? I think when you have a really well-balanced look, I just feel like it can look so pleasing to the eye, and this doesn't mean you're trying to please everybody, but it's just a very like, it's a beautiful look. Often if someone is considered the best dressed at an event, or they look the best, or, you know, for the most part, everyone's like, wow, she looks amazing, they're normally not in something super duper trendy. I love trends, I think they're great. But, you know, a lot of times if someone is head to toe in trends, or especially if someone has any kind of trends on them that most people would consider kind of dated, it's just not gonna, you're not gonna look the best dressed at that event. And, you know, I do think it's important to look and see what's happening in fashion. I don't think anyone should ever buy a trend that they don't really like. And I really think most of your money, as I've said in many videos, your money should be put towards classics and pieces that are just gonna stand the test of time in your closet. And then save a little bit if you have a trend that you really love, or some item that is really fun and can interject some interest to your outfits and something you really love that makes you happy, okay? There's nothing wrong with that, but I do think that at a lot of events and everything, classics, classy styles, more put together, polished looks just often tend to look really elegant and sophisticated a lot more than something that is a really big trend. One thing that can definitely make sure you are not the best dressed at whatever event or situation you're in is if you have wrinkled clothing. And I know that we've talked about that plenty on this channel, and I don't want to harp on this, but if you do have all the things going on and everything looks beautiful and you have the most amazing dress and, you know, perfectly matched jewelry and shoes, if you have wrinkles in your outfit, it doesn't look that great. And all that hard work you put into your outfit, it just kind of goes out the door. I do have another video on being the best dressed at an event, and there's different tips in that video. I will link it here somewhere. And thank you to IDYL for sponsoring this video. I strongly suggest checking them out if you love diamonds. I will link everything you need to know in the description box. And thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.